Hey guys, me again, Max from TheMoronOnline, and I've going through my old Max's Minds, and I noticed in the first one I actually covered a kind of a broad range of topics. And I thought I'd just break those down into subtopics. So this one is going to be depression, which has affected me quite badly. I'll say that. For years 10 and 11, so the last 2.5 years ago, starting then, I was so miserable. I thought I had friends. I didn't really have friends. It was a horrible time. I was the outcast, really. I was an in-betweener, because I was part of friends. I was part of a group of friends, but I wasn't really part of the group, if you know what I mean. Like, I was friends with individual ones, but I was never, like, part of the group. So I was friends with a bunch of people, but I was never part of that initial group, so I never really got asked out to places and, you know, invited out. And so I felt alone. I felt like no one wanted me around, and I felt that people were better off without me around. And so I stayed quiet, just sat down at my desk in school, and just stay there, trying to get on with my work. Obviously it was a bit harder, but and that led to depression, and I was so miserable. Depression, eventually, it was a real tough time. Years 10 and 11, what happened there? My mum had a new job by then, so she was stressed out with that. Plus my granddad had just been diagnosed with skin cancer, and my grandma was still alive, but she was deteriorating. And that all had an effect on me as well. I just came home and didn't want to talk to anyone at all. I didn't want to bother anyone. My depression was it's not like the orthodox depression. Mine was, I'm sad, so I'll stay out of people's way, instead of being, I'm sad because of other people, so I'm staying out of their way. Mine wasn't like, it's other people's fault. I knew it was my fault. I knew I was pissing people off with just being around. So I started to skive a bit. I didn't like going into school, and so I got really ill, and then ended up missing a bunch of school before my GCSEs, as if my grades weren't bad enough already. And obviously by the time I had to take part in my GCSEs, my grandma died right slap bang in the middle, and so grades weren't that good to start with. But it's obviously it's different for everyone else. It's different for each person because it's individual differences. So you can be depressed about something, and it can be so much harder to come out of that depression than for someone else. Someone else might come out of it really easily. I know it was really hard for me, because when you're depressed, it's almost like you want to be sad. You know you're upset about something, but you don't want to do anything about it. That's what depression. It's like you start to feel a bit better, but then you tell yourself, no, I want to be miserable, and that is a horrible feeling, because then you get used to it and it becomes the norm, and you start to think that maybe my whole life is going to be like this. But I am here to tell you, no, it's not. I don't want to sound too preachy or anything. I don't want to sound like I'm telling you what to do. I'm just telling you I've been through it, and I'm here to just hopefully provide help if you ever feel like it. Like, that's the whole point of these videos. These videos are, if you ever feel like you need one, you can choose the appropriate one, and then hopefully it'll help. I'm telling you that I know how it feels. I know exactly what it's like to be in your shoes if you have gone through this. So, but I've gone through it. I've beaten it. I'm not depressed anymore, and I'll tell you why. Because I was, oh god, around that period of time with my GCSEs, obviously my grandma just died, I'd been kicked out of school, and I'd lost my girlfriend. So obviously it was not a good time for me at all. I was suicidal a lot, but I'll leave that to my suicide video, which I did. And something that I've actually put on Tumblr the other night. Oh yeah, check out Tumblr, by the way. Blatant advertising. If you're ever feeling down, if you're ever feeling so miserable, like you can't actually get out of it, like if you're stuck in this cesspit of misery, for lack of a better word, it does get better. But I've been hurt a lot, and I can tell you now that maybe pain isn't such a bad thing. Because my way of thinking is that if you can feel that bad about something, you must have felt damn good about something else before that to be able to compare it to that. Because you'd only know true sadness if you've known great happiness. So you've got to take the good with the bad. You've got to accept that both of them happen, and then be thankful that you are so lucky enough to actually feel something like that. It does get better, but it will only get better if you want it to. You've got to want to change. Well, I'm not saying that you should change your ways or anything, but depression is when you actually want to be depressed. When your mind is set on being sad. And so, it's up to you. Damn thing's lagging here. I swear I need to get some better webcam software. I can go on and on about like telling you what to do, but at the end of the day, it's always up to you. I can keep saying that and it can mean nothing, but it is true. You are in control. You have to realise that there are people out there who are so much worse off. So much worse off. You must be so lucky to actually be... Tell you what, to be even watching this right now, that means you've got internet. That means you're in, what is it, the top 8-9% richest people. Well, not richest, but you know what I mean. Like, top standard of the country, of the world, I should say. So yeah, you do have problems, you can get depressed, and it's horrible, but then it's, like I said, it's a matter of just... So I won't actually read to you now what I posted on Tumblr. So it's like there. What did I say? I'd just like to say something to those of you who feel alone, who feel like life can't get much worse, who feel destroyed inside. I've been there. I know how it feels to be hurt, and how it feels to be lost, wandering, looking for something to give your life meaning. But you only know pain if you experience joy. And if something can make you truly miserable, then you must have felt truly happy before that, so that it can be compared to the misery. So you've got to take the bad with the good. Pain isn't always a bad thing. It can be a marker to show that you were lucky enough to experience such a good thing before. Be glad you feel pain. It's better than feeling nothing at all. And keep moving forward. You might just feel happy again, because you definitely won't if you stay in the past. That is all. And frankly, I was impressed with how I managed to come up with that. I don't know. But it is true. Be happy that you're sad. I know it's the strangest, weirdest thing I've ever said, that. Be happy that you're sad, but be happy that you're sad instead of not feeling anything at all. Because it is the best alternative, really. And again, like I say, surround yourself with friends, because my whole time while I was depressed, I didn't want to bother anyone. So I didn't really talk to my friends about it. I didn't really go to them. But they want to help. Good friends will stick by you. And if they don't, if they make fun of everything, oh, For example, I was suicidal at one point. I know I say that a lot. I'm suicidal a lot, but like I say, it goes through my head every day. I think about suicide every day. I can't help it. But I was suicidal at one point, and I told my friend, and he laughed at me. He just took the piss, and he then called it the apocalypse event or apocalypse moment or something like that, and he would not let it go, and he took the piss out of me all the time. That's an example of someone who's not a good friend. Alright? Good friends, good people who stick by you and will go to great lengths just to help you and make you smile. Surround yourself with people like that. No problem, you'll be fine. I hope this helps. I really do hope this helps. Thanks for watching, guys. Max and TheMoronOnline. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya!